Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very special space. This is a channel I have been dreaming of creating for the better part of a year. I finally got my act together. I'm filming the first video. I'm actually a little nervous, even though this is the third time I have started a new YouTube channel. It's always a little, like jumping off of a cliff. So if you're here, you must have seen the title of the channel. We are Content Creator Breakroom. I don't know why I said it like that. We are Monsters Inc. Anyway, if you are a professional content creator or if you are someone who is aspiring to be a professional content creator, I am so glad you are here. I want this place to feel like a break room. And I had a 25-year career before I was ever a content creator. And I think that really has served me well in some ways. But one thing I really miss from having like a regular job is the break room. Because the break room in most places that I worked was where you not only could grab a cup of coffee and chat with a coworker, but you could also get some input, maybe ask some questions from someone who had been there a long time. It was a great place for the new person to kind of, get to know everybody and hear a little bit about everybody's stories. But when you're a content creator, you don't really have a break room. And yes, we have conferences, and yes, I have been to them. I will say so far, and this is our very first point where you can give if you'd like into the community below, I have not found a conference that suits me. I just find them to be super loud, and what I want is a conference where there's like just the community part and just the networking part without all of the flashing and the lights. And who knows, maybe this space will turn into that for some of you watching right now. But I could not find what I was looking for online. I couldn't find it in YouTube videos. I couldn't find it in online communities. And so I was like, you know what? If I can't find it, I'm going to go ahead and create it. And so that's what we're going to do in this space. I want to talk today about the challenges that we can't really say out loud, the things that can really get inside our heads. And I think that content creator mental health is something that's talked about in a lot of articles. Everybody wants to study it. But we're still kind of really new to this. I started creating content in 2017, and now is probably a great time for me to tell you a little bit of my story. If you've never heard of me, if you've never seen one of my videos, I was working in retail as an operations manager. Before that, I had a long career as a pastor. I worked in hospital administration for a while. And I knew that I was not jiving with my current life. Something was not working. I was starting to really struggle with stress, anxiety. I had 3 sons still living under this roof at that time. At this point, everybody is out of the nest, but I was struggling. And I looked at my husband and I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. And we collectively made a decision that I would take a year off work. We took money out of retirement to make it happen. And I decided to travel with that year. And a good friend of mine who loves to take credit for this because she should, Haley, said to me, you should really document that journey on YouTube, if for no other reason than so you have the memories to look back at. And I was like, that's actually not a terrible idea. Now, I should say I had been a blogger since 2012. So I had a small online community. I kind of had a little bit of a name out there. I had been a runner for a long time. So I didn't start from absolutely zero following, but it really wasn't much. And I really did not expect that this would turn into my full-time job. But after a year of documenting everything on my YouTube channel, it really grew. And I really thought, you know what? I think I can do this full-time. So fast forward to where we are now. I have 2 channels. One I post to predominantly. One used to be Disney focused. I don't really post to that one anymore. And then this will be the 3rd channel that I have started. And I feel in this industry, there's so much gatekeeping. There are so many things. I was watching a podcast with Amy Poehler, and she was talking to Leanne. You know who she is. She's that comedian with a wonderful accent. And Leanne was talking about how challenging it was when she first got to set of her sitcom because she didn't know any of the words. She didn't know any of the vocabulary. And Amy Poehler said something along the lines of, don't you feel though like life is just a series of people trying to keep you out of the room because you don't know the words? And it like clicked something in my brain. I was like, that's what I want to do with this channel. I want to create this space where you can learn the words, because we can throw things around like metadata and analytics and all of these like insider terms, especially when it comes to brand deals, then it gets really ridiculous because then we start talking about usage rights and you're trying to read contracts. And most of us went into this because we're really creative and we maybe don't have those kinds of business skills, or maybe we have never learned those kinds of things. Maybe we don't know how to run a business in terms of the numbers, because I want to start talking about things like return on investment, like especially if you're a travel vlogger. Are you spending far more than you're making? Are you paying yourself? How are you managing your taxes? Those kinds of really practical things. All these things that are such a big part of having a content creation business, and all everybody else sees is when you get in front of the camera and you guys, hey guys, it's Jen, and you're really bright and you're really happy and all those things. I mean, I'm assuming your name isn't Jen. Your name actually might be Jen. It's a really common name. But what I want to do here is give you a space where we can be real, where we can talk about the fact, like right before I came down here to film, I did not feel like filming today. I did not have that anywhere in my person. But I did my hair and makeup. I tried to remember the whole thing I used to do when I was a runner, that if you put on your shoes and you put on your clothes, you usually will go ahead and force yourself out the door. And it actually worked. Does it always work? No, sometimes it doesn't work. But our time management, that is going to be a whole video in and of itself. I have about 10 videos mapped out, but the truth is with this space, I want y'all to direct what we talk about because you're the content creators. I have an experience as a content creator, but you're having your own individual journey here, your own individual party there in your studio, or your basement, or your guest bedroom, or wherever it is that you film. So I want you to put down in the comment section, well, first of all, introduce yourself, because I do want this to be a community, but also what would you like to see in a YouTube channel from me? What kind of encouragement would you like? Especially if you have no idea who I am and you were just like, maybe, I don't know, you went onto YouTube and you searched content creator tips or content creator encouragement or whatever. What were you looking for? Tell me those things down in the comment section. I have a long list of videos that I want to film for this channel, but I really want it to be viewer directed. We are professionals. And if you are watching this and if you've made it this far in the video, my assumption about you is you are either already working as a professional or you are striving to become one. And either way, you are very, very busy. So I promise I won't waste your time. I promise I will give you good information that you can use. And I promise you, this is going to be a safe space. I am going to moderate the living daylight out of the comments because you all are precious creators. We all put up with enough online from well-meaning individuals who have opinions about everything that we do and everything that we say and everywhere that we go and everything that we wear and every single step we take. We are not going to allow that here, so I will be heavily moderating comments. I will be very happy to use that hide user from channel button should anyone get out of hand. But truly, I want this to be a professional break room, a place to come to just take a breath. And most importantly, if you take nothing else away from this video, a place for you to know that you are not alone. This job is freaking hard. You are expected to know so many things. It is so easy to get taken advantage of by brands. It is easy to get really down in the dumps psychologically because sometimes people just don't remember that we're human beings. It can be very hard to link your self-worth to the numbers, especially when those numbers are not going in the direction that you want them to go. And we're going to figure this out together, okay? I'm so glad you're here. Go ahead and subscribe if this is something you're interested in. Comment below, tell me what you want to see, and yeah, I'll see you next time. I don't know how often I'm going to have a chance to do these videos because the truth is, I don't even have time to do this channel with running my business and my life and everything else that's going on. But I felt really motivated that this was the time that this was supposed to happen, and I'm glad you came. Okay, that's all. Go get back to whatever it is you're procrastinating about. Go make some content or something, and I'll see you next time.